I feel so bad. I was just taking a walk through the garden right now and I was trying to figure out what to work on this evening because I have a little bit of free time. And as I was walking around, I noticed something that made me feel like really happy but also really sad because look, on these grapevine trellises, there's, I think that's a dove, right? I don't think it's a pigeon. It's not moving because it has a nest up there. I'm not gonna get any closer than this, but can you see the nest? Oh no. And the reason that worries me is because Levi hunted a bird yesterday, and I think the day before that I heard him crunching on something in the garden, and we think it was another like little baby bird. But yesterday he killed a big bird about the size of the one on the trellis. So, oh my goodness. I have to try and protect this one. Oh, and I feel bad because it has the nest there, so it's not gonna leave its nest because it's gonna try and protect the eggs. But Levi, oh my gosh, Levi's a crazy hunter. Look. So this is the Star Jasmine right here. Oh, look at this view. This is one of the most stunning views I've ever seen. I love the way the Don Juan roses look as we're entering the garden. I think they're stunning. I feel like from over here, the shape of the arch is pretty easy to see, but I want them to be a lot fuller, and I know that that's going to continue happening as the years go on, especially as I learn how to prune them a little bit better, because this year I sacrificed a lot of canes because of the fact that I didn't prune them correctly, but I still got quite a bit. So but look at all those blooms. They're so pretty. And they're still not done blooming, which is crazy to me. This morning I'm working on painting the benches brown. So I've wiped them down already to try and just get as much like of bird poop and dust and everything else off. Parts of them are still drying a little bit. And then I'm going in with the same paint that I used for the poles for the shade structure. And I love how the brown looks in the garden a lot more than the black. Once this one is complete, I'll show you a better comparison, but I just feel like it goes with the theme of a fairy tale cottage garden a lot more than the black does. The black is a little bit too stark, you know, and I kind of want the benches to blend in with the rest of the garden, and then eventually I want to get maybe some little pillows for them and stuff. And this is what I'm going to continue working on. The paint that I'm using is by Rust-Oleum, Stops Rust Protective Enamel, and it's an oil-based paint. Oh, watch I drop it. And one of the other reasons I really wanted to paint these benches is because there's some rust starting to pop up, and I try to get as much of it off as I could, but I just want to go ahead and give the benches a brand new coating so that they can stick around for a while longer and we can actually get some use out of them. Oh yeah, and also to protect the pavers, I just put down some painting paper that I bought. And the paintbrush and the paper I just picked up at Arbor. I already had these, and the paint I already had too because it was leftover from another project. But look how quick that is. So I should be done in hopefully the next like 30 minutes or so. Maybe this would have been easier. Well, but you know what? It's an oil base. But what if I had a roller? Maybe that would have given me a smoother finish. Okay, hold on. My baby's ready.
I got one of my nails off with my hands.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Here's the update on the benches so far. Look at how pretty that brown looks. It's such a warm brown and it still stands out while still going with the theme of the garden. It's not as dark as the black one. And this one I haven't prepped yet, but I need to go through, wipe it down. You can see where some of the paint had started wearing off, or the powder coating. So they look like brand new benches. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with it. And I'm gonna do the other one either later today or tomorrow, but I need to wait for this one to dry first. And then I also want to flip it over and get portion of the bottom, even though you can't see it, just to make sure that if there's any rust starting, that I can get rid of it. But first I want to make sure I have enough paint to do like the portions that you can see, and then with whatever leftover paint I have, I'll coat the bottoms, or at least any of the rougher patches. But I feel like this one's way more worn down than the other one was. And you can especially see it in this section right here. Like, look at all that rust right there. So I need to come through and wipe it down and get as much of it off as possible. But oh my gosh, it looks so good. Wow, what a difference. Oh, I love it. Look. Oh, I'm so happy with the brown. I love it. Some of the Star Jasmine blooms are starting to open up. I was walking by and I just noticed them. But look. Wait. Look how beautiful that is. And a bunch of the others are barely... A lot of these are barely starting to form. Oh my gosh. Look. The whole arbor isn't in full bloom yet, but it's gonna be soon. Oh, hold on. How do I take that off? The whole arbor isn't in bloom yet, but it's gonna be soon and it's gonna look gorgeous. You guys, so I have this variegated pink Eureka lemon tree that previously was looking a lot better. I even went through and I chopped off some branches, as you can see right there, because everything was looking so droopy and I didn't understand why. It was looking kind of sad a few days ago, but this morning it looked especially really like just sad and wilted. And so I thought maybe it was root rot and maybe the trees were getting overwatered. So I went in, I dug around the soil, but the soil didn't feel super wet or anything. If anything, it just felt like moist, slightly moist. And I thought that's weird, because I know I just increased the watering for the summer schedule because now we're in the 90s. Previously it was set up on the winter watering schedule, which was every once in a while. And so I was kind of concerned and confused about what was going on. And I dug around the roots. Everything looked fine. I checked the irrigation. Everything looked fine. I forgot that I only changed the zone, the watering, for one day, which was Monday. Every other day, it's still set up on the winter irrigation, like zone. So I need to go through and fix that in my irrigation. But that's why it was looking so sad, is because it wasn't getting the amount of water that it needs for the summertime. And now it's got a prune, which is fine because this way it can start branching out a little bit more. But even as I was chopping it back, I was like, it doesn't look like there's anything else. It's not rotting on the inside or anything. The roots look fine from what I can see. The soil's not wet, but it doesn't seem completely dry. Poor tree was under a lot of heat stress, and online a lot of places were saying, well, it's either underwatered or overwatered. Most likely it's overwatered for at least the forums that I was looking at. And so I figured that's what was going on. So this morning I came in, I gave it a really deep watering with the hose, and it seemed to perk up a little bit. And then I came back in again and I was like, I don't understand what's going on. So I decided to stay out here and wait for the irrigation to go off. And I kept waiting and nothing was happening. And then finally I realized Girl, it's because you didn't set it up properly, and it was even blooming and everything. I took all the other fruit off. Number one, because look at how small a tree is. It barely has leaves. There's no way I want it to make fruit right now. Second of all, it's just been under a ton of stress. The leaves are starting to plump up a little bit. These are still curled, but I bet you by tomorrow morning they're probably going to look a lot better. And also, just when I was looking at the leaves, I was like, these leaves don't feel like very pliable. They feel almost dry. And then the portions that I did cut off, they also felt very, very like dry, you know, but they weren't stiff yet. And I think that was the problem, is just it was so thirsty, poor little guy. So I just updated the irrigation right now. The other trees don't look like that, and I think the main reason for that is because they're more established. They have more roots, so they're able to just handle the heat a little bit better. But this tree, ever since I planted it, honestly, it's kind of struggled a little bit, but that's because when I first planted it, the trunk wasn't that size. It was really, really thin. So it's taken a while for it to really just fill in. But I feel like from now on, moving forward, it's gonna look a lot better, hopefully. Oh, poor little guy, I feel so bad. Look at all these leaves. Oh my gosh. And then the worst part is too that I was starting to push out so much new growth, and out of nowhere it started looking horrible. And I should have known because I noticed it a few days ago, but I kept thinking that it was just dropping some of its older leaves. But in this case, that wasn't the only reason why. Now I'm noticing that a part of my apple tree got cut off. It's probably Levi or Mika. Sometimes they're a little bit rough whenever they're out here in the garden jumping on things. So anyways, that's the update on the little tree for now. We'll see how it looks after a few more days. Just want to show you, this is a mulberry in a container, in a 25-gallon container, and it looks like we're getting our first fruit. Oh shoot, I think they are ready. Wait, where did the other one go? Oh no, where did it go? I just touched them. Oh, it's right here.
Because I saw it in the container.
Oh my goodness, is there any more? I don't see any other ripe ones right now. But these are first ever fruit, and they're already sitting in my hands.
Wait, can I eat them?
Yep.
I want to eat one.
So this is the garden at night, but I want to test out turning on the rest of the string lights. Turn on. Oh, there we go. Oh, did that turn on both of them? Oh, wait. Oh, no, it didn't. There we go. Now let's see what this looks like. Oh, wow. That is stunning. Oh my god. Oh my word. You cannot tell me that is not a fairy tale. And then, look, this is the arbor. The Star Jasmine has not bloomed yet. Hopefully it does soon, and I think it will in the next few days, and I know that's what I keep saying, but really, it's just a few more days. Look at them. The white is like beginning to peek through. Just barely. So I know that it's just a few more days before it is just completely covered in white, and it's gonna look like a fairy tale. Okay, the trees are still growing tons. And then look, this is the first view that you get. Look at those trellises. And an update on the bird up there. What is that? I still haven't looked it up, but I'm pretty sure it's a dove. And so far it's doing great. I've been keeping an eye out for Eren and Mikasa, and we've been trying to keep them out of the garden so that they don't hurt the bird. So far everything looks so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I love this garden. I love it with all my heart. I think it is just such a beautiful, peaceful little retreat. Okay, but it's time to go inside now, though I do want to show you what the roses look like. Oh, and they're not even in full bloom yet. Most of the buds are still closed, but already it's starting to look so magical. And then look at all those peas. We need to come in and harvest them immediately because these plants are getting huge. And then we have corn growing in containers now, amongst other things. And what else did I want to show you? I know there was something else, but I feel like I'm forgetting now. Oh, I just think the garden looks beautiful right now. Every single trellis looks gorgeous. And look at the dove. Oh, it's so beautiful. Let me see, where is it? Right there. It blends in really well. I think that's why the cats haven't found it yet. Wow.